Today we're going to do something a little different. Today is all about the Tascam Porta 3 Mark II. So today we're going to record a little song that you might hear as the theme song for like some TV show in the 90s. Throw that together on this machine just so we can go over the functions and how to go about making this thing work for you. So we're starting off in the completely default setting. So headphones is turned all the way down. All of the trim knobs are all the way down. It's panned to the center on all of the tracks. All the faders are down. All the trim is down. And we are set to 0 on this counter. This is a lower end Tascam model. It has its limitations. You know, there's no EQ section. Basically what you're putting into it is what you're going to be getting out of it, which is great for creativity sometimes. You don't have as many variables to change the sound as you do on other machines. You know, reining yourself in can be a good thing. To start, we're going to go ahead and turn it on. And we're going to throw in a cassette. Now, because I have this cassette set up exactly where I want it to record, I don't need to do this, but it's great to, you know, skip ahead, make sure you're not on the leader, that little plastic piece down at the bottom of the cassette that doesn't record anything. You want to be on tape and then hit that little 0 button so you know where you're starting. I've got a drum loop on the computer right now. And we're going to come out of my interface and go in to this channel right here. Now right now both of these channels are set to safe. We want to record on track 1. So I'll move this fader up to track 1. And right here, these two knobs are going to be controlling that track for us. Alright, so I'm going to let the drum loop play and we're going to try to set a good volume on here. Bring this fader up until you can hear it. Now you can see that this +6 red light is on most of the time. I don't want that. I want this yellow light on most of the time and I want it to barely hit this red light. So we're going to bring this fader down until this red light is essentially just hitting whenever the snare does. Right there's fine. And now that we're at our 0 mark, we can go ahead and roll tape, lay down this drum track. Remember, we've got our volume set to where we want it. We've got this first channel armed on track 1. The second channel safe. We've got nothing in there, so we don't need that. We're gonna hit pause, play and record. See, it's not rolling yet. When we're ready to go, we can let go of this pause and hit play on a drum loop. Nice, we got drums. You might have noticed that these lights were lighting up as well as this first track. That's just how close the sections of the head are on the tape itself. Sometimes you might notice some cross bleed like that. That is a bigger problem on the higher end machines. These have dedicated track inputs. So where usually you would have to pan all the way left so you can record on a left bus and then all the way right so you can record to a right bus. That doesn't have to happen on these dedicated input machines. Yes, it's lighting up. Track 2 still has nothing on it if I were to play the tape back. So now we can rewind it back to the beginning. There's our 0 mark and we can grab a guitar. All right, with drums completed, we can move this first channel back down to safe. So we know that we're not going to be recording onto anything that we've already done. And we're back to 0. We can go ahead and play and listen to how the drums sound on cassette. Cool. I think so far that's pretty good. That volume sounded good for this track right here. So now we can get track 2 set up for guitar. So we can go ahead and arm track 2, strum some strings for a little bit so we can see what kind of volume we should be working with. Got a little bit of the red, that's what we're wanting. I want to push the tape just a little bit. It's not gonna be too far into the red that we're gonna start getting unwanted distortion and stuff like that. Let's go ahead, we've got track 2 armed, track 2 is ready to go. We're back at 0. We can record. Get my pick. You can hit pause and start going. If you watched my first video using this machine, you'll remember when I said this machine screams at you. That's kind of what I mean, and I wanted kind of to make this video to help you understand what I meant in that moment. But when you're monitoring this while it's recording, it plays back really bright and loud for no reason, and I'm going to show you right now, you know, single shot. We can go back to 0 and play, and you'll see that it wasn't really affected at all. Let's go ahead and safeguard this track, hit play, and listen to the guitar. See, it's fine. It just sounds really weird while you're recording. That's done. So now we can go ahead and grab bass, get set up for track 3. Recording on this machine is very much rinse and repeat. You know, second verse, same as the first kind of deal. Once you get the hang of how one step works, you can just apply it to the rest of whatever you're doing. So now we can arm track 3 with our bass guitar, hit some strings, and see what kind of volume we can get. Little bit of red, nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and lay down some bass. Cool. Now, for the 4th track, in lieu of doing vocals, because I don't feel like listening to myself in the record mode of this machine, we're just gonna do a little bit of a twangy lead guitar. Something to seal the deal on this 90s feel. So we can arm track 4, get our guitar. So this is a 1-string little play around, so it's probably gonna have to be a little louder than it was when I was playing full chords, just to make sure that the input is hot enough to accept it. See, when I'm playing 1 string, I'm not even getting that first light, but when I play a chord, I do, because it's a little louder. So we'll push this up a little bit. Let's rewind it back to the beginning. Track 4 is good, so we are good to go. And that's it for the recording portion. Now we can go back and find a good mix that we like. Of course, save this track so I don't record anything crazy. And let's just see what it sounds like. That's pretty much it. Now go write something I can listen to. See you later.